Alrighty guys, welcome back to another LEGO set review from BrickByBrick, and today we set number 75957. This is the LEGO Harry Potter Night Bus, containing 403 pieces and retailing for $40 in the US with 3 minifigures. This set was released as part of the 2019 Harry Potter wave, which was mostly Prisoner of Azkaban and Goblet of Fire stuff. And yeah, it's a pretty decently sized vehicle. I think it's similar in size to the previous Night Bus, which I believe was about the same price. It may have been $30 actually, the last one that they did back in 2011. And so it does have one instruction booklet, which in the back does have a single ad for the Harry Potter sets that were available at the time, which this is the wave that it was released alongside, and there's just a picture of all of the Hogwarts sets that had been out at the time of the set's release. Turning the set around, we got a picture of the interior. It's kind of a simple rear box, but I mean, not too important. Let's take a look at the Night Bus. So here is the Night Bus build, and it seems to be in a pretty similar scale to the old one. I don't have the old one, so I can't show it to you or anything, but the old one was 6 wide, and I don't know exactly how many studs long, but it looks like it was pretty similar to this. And yeah, I mean, it's pretty decent looking just at first glance. You do get a lot of purple here, and this did actually introduce a new 3 wide window piece, which allows you to get a much more accurate look to the front. The previous Night Bus just used windscreen pieces that were 6 wide, because I think that was like the only transparent piece that they could do. And you know, it worked for the top layer, but the second layer also had a similar indentation, which is not really accurate at all to the Night Bus in the movie. So this, on that regard, in first glance, looks quite a bit better than the previous one. You know, as far as other similarities, yes, the other one had a lot of windows, but this one actually has a much better number of them. The last one only had like 3 in the center of each level, which was not so great. So, you know, this is doing quite a few things significantly better. Looking right up here at the front, you can see we do have a sticker there for the Night Bus name. I believe on the old one it used a sticker that was just on the purple brick, so this does stick out a little bit. I don't know if that's more accurate or not, but it does look good. Down here, though, we use a sticker. The previous one used grill pieces to kind of attempt to recreate that. I think this looks a whole lot better. And you do have the headlight over there, which is also done with a sticker here. And it is a little bit asymmetrical in this front area, because you do have the driver's seat over there, and this area is kind of indented in. We do get the head there, which is a printed head this time. Last time it was just a printed cylinder, so you know, printed 1x1 round brick. So I think that this works a bit better, and you can have him swing back and forth like he is on a Technic pin, so he will sway with the bus, which is kind of cool and kind of fun. On this side, you can see a couple hinges here, and that's because this does hinge open. We will take a closer look at the interior in just a second, but just wanted to give you a good look all the way around. We got this all destinations, you know, and that sticker is the same on both sides. And I guess we can zoom in a little bit so you can see it a little bit better. See, it's not completely perfect, and it says nothing underwater as well, which is, you know, nice touch. And just turning it to the back, this is one thing that was completely absent from the previous version, at least on the side. I don't know if it was on the back. I don't have the old set, so you're not going to get any comparison here. Stanchion Bike can hold on here to the back, which he can do on the last version of the Night Bus as well. I believe his hat may be slightly taller than the previous versions, because while you can get him to stand on this one stud right here, if you wanted him to like actually be standing on the bus, that one stud of height is very necessary, because he cannot fit any further inside. You can have him like in here bending over and bending out. That works, but you know, it is a little bit unfortunate that he can't just like completely stand in his back area, and that is just because his hat is too tall. I believe Harry can still stand there because he does also have the mid legs, but you can't get Stan to do it. And now turning around to the other side again, I guess from the back real quick, you can take a look at the window on the top. This does use slope pieces, so it doesn't look completely perfect because it doesn't have the same exact profile, but it is a pretty good attempt at getting those rear windows there. And same thing here, there's a slope there, so there's a little bit of a gap, but you know, it's not too badly done. And to get access to the interior, you can just swing that open, and you can also pull the whole third layer off, which we will take a look at that, the interior of that separately in just a minute. But inside we have this little chandelier which will swing back and forth as you travel. There is a sticker inside with the Daily Profit logo. There is a single seat up here. There is the bed that can slide back and forth as the bus moves, which is kind of a fun feature. And just to take a look at how that works, you can lay a figure inside and then push the covers on top of them, and you can pull the figure out, and this is what the bed looks like with nobody inside. And looking over here, Ernie's seat can swing back and forth, and if we pull them out you can see a little bit better what the inside of this is looking like. And it really is just behind the head there is a steering wheel, and there is a little lever over there, and that is all of the interior driver compartment detail that can be seen. There is some studded space up above where Ernie sits, which you could stick a figure in. You could get another seat of your own and put it up there so you can have a realistic-ish space for a second passenger, but you know, you're not really going to get too much use out of that area because it is a little bit harder to get to because they do block it off with a tile up above as well. And just so you can see that, yeah, it's blocked off. And here's the top floor. We can see a little bit better how they achieve this angled look at the front. It is just clipped on and pushed backwards. To access this interior, all you do is pull off the center section of the roof there, which just sits in place, not attached to any studs. And inside, aside from Harry's suitcase here, or chest in this case, there is really not much detail. There's some space where you could put some figures. And inside there is a newspaper, Daily Profit newspaper on the ground. And yeah, that's pretty much it. There are those two jumpers which will allow you to secure that chest in place, and the chest contains a chocolate bar print, which is cool. I put Harry's wand in there. They don't tell you to do that by default, and I don't know what this is supposed to be, but it is there. And the one other thing that we saw was this little letter, which for some reason they use the standard, pretty common, and the one that's been around for a while. They've used in City and stuff instead of the more elegant-looking Harry Potter letter print, but you know, it's fine the way that it is. This set does contain both of the figures that you would definitely expect to see in a night bus, and the set does really have exactly the same figure selection as the previous night bus. So, you know, if you're directly comparing the two, it's actually pretty easy to compare the figure selection, because we have the same characters here, just made better. Ernie Prang gets the new bald hairpiece. Well, not new, but new since the last edition of the Night Bus. And Stan Shunpike gets the sailor hat that originated in Series 10, which works really well for his hat from this scene. Previously they just used the policeman cap unprinted in purple, which I think was still new in purple, but you know, this just looks a bit better. The printing on their torsos are both pretty good, and you know, both get good back printing. The only thing that is unfortunate is that neither of them gets an alternate face, but that is because you'll be able to see it from the back. But I mean, both of them are pretty good figures. I guess we can move that so you can see a little bit better the eyebrows on Stan, but I think that face print does a pretty good job of replicating his look, as well as Ernie too. I think that both of these are pretty well done figures. The Harry minifig also looks pretty good, and this is a new torso print for the 2019 wave, but it was also used in Expecto Patronum, the same exact figures. I believe same face too, but pretty much exactly identical. The torso print looks really good. I like you know, the kind of sweatshirt design that he has, and he comes with his wand, and he does come with the two face prints, which, you know, we got the angry face and the smiling face, and I mean, uses the original new mold that they introduced for the 2018 Harry Potter stuff, and yeah, it looks pretty good. Nothing really to complain about. It's just nothing super special if you already got other sets from the wave that use the same figure. And I did just want to pull out that shrunken head real quick just to show you the printing on that headpiece. I think that it is a really well done part, especially since it's got back printing that it didn't really even need. But yeah, I mean, looks really nice, and I'm glad that they were able to get so much detail in there. And yeah, that's all we got really for the Night Bus here. I think that it is a pretty well executed set. Like, it looks like the Night Bus, very instantly recognizable. They get a lot of details right, really, in the set. And, it's a shame that there isn't more interior space, but you really can't physically put more space inside an object than it appears on the outside, so it's kind of hard to exactly replicate that, but I think that for the amount of space that they have on the interior here, I think that they did a pretty good job. And I think that the price for this is fair. The volume of stuff maybe is a little bit on the low side for a $40 set, but I think that, it is definitely not too bad, and you were able to get this pretty frequently for $32, which is 20% off. And, at that price, I think that it is pretty good, and I was actually able to get this 50% off for $20. I think that this is a steal. So, if you see this on sale, would definitely recommend at least thinking about it. As a fan of Prisoner of Azkaban, it's probably my favorite Harry Potter movie. I do want to get all the Prisoner of Azkaban sets from the latest wave. At least I don't care about going back to the old stuff, but I'm pretty satisfied with this, and I'm glad that I was able to pick it up. I do think that the figures are fantastic, and the build is pretty good as well. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this little review. If you did, let me know in the comment section down below, and I'll see you guys all next time. Bye, everyone.